change overall. You need to change in order to stay at the top or to get to the top.
Well, questions are, is Julio Cesar going to return?
Gale Agbusamonde heading to Colorado with Luke Moore coming in the opposite direction.
Big news is that Issy Nakajima-Ferran has been traded.
Kind of one of those things that can bring out negatives and positives from people and definitely scenarios, but it gives you the opportunity really to adapt.
Lovitz and Moore, the two players that are going to be coming on for Toronto FC. And now Colin Warner comes in, Jason, for his debut.
It's again this family feeling where we're in it together. We got each other's back. As long as we stay focused on that, when we have the highs, we're going to embrace each other, you know, and then when we have our lows, we're going to pick each other up.
Luke Moore can finish it here for Toronto FC on his home debut.
It is open practice today. We have thousands of school kids in behind us getting to take in Toronto FC's practice. There'll be a lot of excitement here today, Adrian.
It definitely is, and the kids love the atmosphere that they come to. The players love it as well.
So today we were out on the field in BMO. We had a couple thousand kids out there, and they were just there to enjoy watching us play practice and play some games and have a little fun and kind of see what it's like to be a professional athlete. I've never seen an event this big with this many kids. I think they did a great job incorporating the kids into practice and having questions with the players throughout practice. After school, I was always out on the field playing rec league, club teams, school teams. It's just about dedication. On a day just coming back after a game, we normally wouldn't do as much as we did today. And we're soccer players, we like to play soccer, so anytime we get a chance to get out there and play some small-sided games, you know, we enjoy that. So today was a little bit out of the norm for us, but we enjoy it.
Toronto FC making some movement as well on Friday. They did announce that Gale Agbusamonde is going to the Colorado Rapids for Luke Moore.
Sometimes they get a say in where they're going, sometimes they don't. So, you know, it's new opportunities for everybody. It's a puzzle where you got to try and fit different players. You're juggling injuries, you're juggling fatigue and different things. So it's nice to have a new piece in. And like you said, it's sad to say goodbye to one person, but a new person comes in and we're a team.
I think it's a great pickup. You're looking at a guy with loads of experience playing in the Premiership, played with Aston Villa, played with Swansea actually in the Championship before they got promoted. So he's coming here in, I think, a comfort zone.
There wasn't many places I was going to go. You know, I don't like to talk too much about these things because, you know, there's a lot of things that go on behind closed doors, but, you know, it was definitely one of the few places that I was going to come to.
Ryan Nelson, obviously playing over in the Premiership, has loads of experience and probably could build that relationship where he feels a little more comfortable and able to express himself, because he is a guy that is very much needed in that scoring end for Toronto.
I just thought it would be a good fit for me. I heard great things from, you know, some of the boys at Chivas that have been around the league. I heard great things about the franchise and how it's being run, and, you know, obviously with Nelly and whatnot, it's more of a you know, a similar background to myself, and I just thought it would be a good fit. It's life, it's football, it's a short career, you're likely to move around, and you just got some people want to stay at home, and I always wanted to get out and experience things. You got a lot of characters, everybody's different, some like to play to the media, others don't. I don't. You won't see me doing too much press. And it's just not me. It's not me. You know, I take my job seriously, but, you know, all the other stuff, I'm I'm not really a big fan of. So I just, you know, get on with my job, and hopefully the manager, you know, is pleased with what I do. And I don't really be saying that I should be doing this or I should be doing that. At the end of the day, I'm going to play football how I see it, how I feel it should be played, and you know, and hopefully that's good enough for the team and for the manager. Hopefully I can bring something to the table.
We were driving to Charleston to play our game, and it was Saturday, and we were leaving Saturday. And in the morning, we were about to get in the vans, and the head coach says, "Hey, I think you're gonna go back up to Toronto." I was like, okay.
We all know the deal that Toronto FC has with Wilmington, and that's where Daniel Lovitz was for the beginning of the season. He did get the recent call-up, played Wednesday in the Canadian Championship.
To go down, it was great, but it was also kind of a hit at the same time, because you want to feel like you're good enough to play in Toronto at a club like that. But the timing was off. And for the timing being off, I think I was dealt an extremely good hand. My coach told me that playing in the MLS, if it was something I wanted to do, it's something he thought that would be possible for me. My senior year, when I got hurt, it kind of felt like the blinds had been closed on that. I got the invite to the combine the very same day I got my MRI results back on my knee, which showed a torn meniscus, and I had to make a decision on whether to forego the combine or just try to go there and tough it out and see what would happen and risk possibly injuring something more or just prolonging the injury. And I had to take a little bit of a gamble and forego the combine, and then kind of use all that time to recover. When it came time for the first and second round, I found myself just glued to the TV. All the timeouts, all the everything, just seeing every guy that I played against, and sitting there kind of taking each punch by punch, just seeing how it goes and not really expecting anything. And then I got a text from my agent at the start of the second round that says, "Don't be surprised if Toronto takes you." And I saw my name, I saw my picture, and then I kind of saw the reaction in the crowd, just very polite clapping, and nobody knew. But I was completely blown away. It took me a couple minutes to really figure out exactly what was going on, and just got really emotional, calling my dad, calling my coaches, calling my mom. I think once things played out, I was so relieved and happy and overwhelmed again to have a job with Toronto, and then to be loaned to Wilmington was just a great way for me to kind of almost recharge the battery and get some minutes and get healthy, and it couldn't have worked out any better in hindsight, with all the risks, all the gambles. You just try to master the mental aspect of it again, and just try to tell yourself all that matters is what happens when you're on the field. Just playing everything by ear and rolling with the punches. I'm here now, but it's hard not to get caught up, at least in the very beginning, especially when it's your first home game, seeing what's going on. And you just want to soak it all in, because you never know when the next time you'll be back.
Toronto FC in the red here against the New York Red Bulls. The Red Bulls with a very good record against Toronto FC, unbeaten in their last 10 matches against the Reds. Bloom gets it back from Gilberto. Good move from Toronto FC as it's played towards the back post. Kyle Becker tries to drive it back in. Jermaine Defoe stings the palms of Robles. Johnny steals ball in, glanced away by Haglund. Comes back out for Dax McCarty. And one back by Bradley Orr here. Jermaine Defoe is through the middle if Orr can find him. This is Jermaine Defoe for Toronto FC. What a finish! Jermaine Defoe fires home to give Toronto FC the lead. And that is a free kick right on the edge of the penalty area. Kyle Becker with the delivery. All the way to the back post. Gilberto was the man making the connection. His ball driven towards Jermaine Defoe, who controls and can't quite apply the finish. Lloyd Sam might be in here around the back. Sam's ball and dealt with by Bendik. Ray went down under the challenge from Convey and wins the free kick. Daniel Lovett's getting set to come in for his Major League Soccer debut for Toronto FC. Bloom is running onto this one, but he'll get there first and into the middle. Back post all the way for Lovett and cleared off the line by Olave. Downfield from Bendik. Luke Moore will chase. Can he get there ahead of Robles? Luke Moore can finish it here for Toronto FC on his home debut. Luke Moore adds a second in the final minute of stoppage time. Toronto FC will get all 3 points. And after 3 MLS defeats in a row, Toronto FC will return to winning ways here.
Controlled the first half. In the second half, your shape, your desire, got you through when you're tired. You know what else hard than us? Wins like that. Clean sheets, 2-0 wins. Now, now we kick on from now, don't we? Stay together and we kick on. That was a superb win. Well done, boys.
A couple notches for the boys, huh? Therefore.
I've been doing this 25 years as a bodyguard, close protection, and secured driver. I've worked with many people such as Quincy Jones, the Rolling Stones, Justin Timberlake, Robin Thicke, Alan Thicke. Working with the team, you're looking at getting them to and from the stadium, to the workouts, to appearances, to their personal appointments, whether it may be a dentist appointment, doctor's appointment. You work very closely with their families, so their wives, their children. I've met their mothers and fathers and grandparents. I'm the first person each player meets. So I will go out to the airport, pick them up, introduce myself, and then take them to wherever they may be staying. You develop a bond from day one because you actually pick them up. I usually start off with shaking a hand with them and welcoming them to Toronto.
We heard about Ryan Nelson talking about what a great pickup this is and how long they've been pursuing Warner. He's got some big shoes to fill. I tell you, with Bradley gone, he's coming in to play that defensive midfield role besides Orr having a great performance Saturday afternoon. So this is going to be a challenge for Ryan Nelson to pick who's going to be the best fit for that position, but Warner brings in a lot of quality. His work rate is unbelievable, and hopefully when he is given that opportunity, he can live up to expectations of what they saw in him previously.
There's a few rumors that came out Thursday night that there was a deal that had been done, and so a lot of the guys on the team were texting back and forth trying to figure out who was going where. But I personally didn't find out until the next day, Friday morning, when I went in for training, and that's when I got the word from Nick and the management that I was being traded.
Okay, folks, we have our first trade to announce, and we're going to have to follow this one closely.
Coming into the combine, I was really confident and had a good combine, and I mean, I wasn't really expecting to be like the range I was in before the draft started.
And with this pick, Real Salt Lake selects Colin Warner from the University of Portland.
I ended up at Salt Lake, which was another really good experience for myself. Like that club has run really well. I had a few good years there, and then it didn't really work out with the expansions and coming into the league, and I mean, they have a pretty stacked midfield there. So personally, I was trying to move on and try and to find myself some more playing time. And my first year in Montreal went really well for me, even though I came in and I don't think I started the first couple of games, but then we found a good solid core in there, and for me it was a really good year because it was when I played the most minutes of my career so far. And even though we weren't getting the most points, our team was also playing like a pretty good style of soccer. The second year there was not as good as I would have liked, for sure. It's for whatever reason the management brought in 3 coaches in the 3 years that I was there, and sometimes you're gonna get a coach that likes you, and you're gonna get a coach that doesn't really see the same qualities as the one that was there before. So last year was definitely a tough year for me. I spoke with the coach on the phone, and just from the little bit I know from Jeremy Hall, and I mean I've met a few of the other guys as well, just in passing, but I know that they're definitely a good group of guys. One thing I really liked when on the first phone call with the GM was that the signings and what they've done in the offseason brings an added pressure on the team, and there's an expectation. They've been through a few rough seasons from what I've seen, and there's an expectation for the club to grow and to take the next step.
For Julio, Toronto was a big helping hand for him, I think, and it took him out of QPR and gave him games to play. And every day over that course of the 3 months that he was here, he would talk to me and talk to Chris, Stewart, and I, and tell us about how this was kind of like. This was his new life. It was a picture that a Brazilian network did for him, and he would always show it to me. Joe, look at this picture, it's amazing, it's amazing. And then in print it says Vida Nova, which is new life.
I want to show our appreciation.
Oh, thank you, guys. Oh, Joe. The reason yesterday, before yesterday. Yeah. Guys, thank you so much. It's so amazing.
Julio's already emotional, but just I think the guys in that locker room, the way that he embraced us and we embraced him was very special.
I swear, God, I promised myself. Not cry, but I'm so emotional. My friend is here with me.
Over those 3 months, I understood how his dream, and it started small in Flamengo. It grew, and we got Serie A, and he won that, and then he won Champions League.
That was one of the big experiences that I had in my life, I swear.
Now he's gonna go, and he's gonna go try to win complete his last dream, maybe in a soccer aspect.
But I don't know, the first day here, I felt something special, believe me. I don't know why I explain it. Maybe it's the reason that I feel a lot now to leave you guys. Thank you so much.
You know, you can't really find any words for that exact moment. It's such an incredible moment for all of us.
Photo picture with everybody, please, because I'm gonna make a big picture for my house.
I just wished him, you know, best of luck and told him, go complete your dream, because I don't think he's ever going to have a better chance than, you know, in 20-something days to try and pull it out. So I'm just really happy for him.
Toronto FC looking for a first point here at Sporting Park. Their 4 previous visits all ending in defeats. It's Zizzo on the left side of the area. Played it back towards Dwyer, and Sporting Kansas City have the breakthrough within 2 minutes of the restart, and it's Dom Dwyer with a goal.
And Lovett's coming in to try and change this game for Toronto FC. Inability to keep possession of the ball. Exposed defensively.
Caldwell with a strong challenge there on Davale, and Stephen Caldwell could be in trouble. He is. Baldomero Toledo pulls out the red card, and Toronto FC are down to 10 men. Warner has continued the run. Jermaine Defoe through the middle for Luke Moore, and Toronto FC, having just got a man down, are back level. 1-1, and Luke Moore scores for the 2nd consecutive game.
It's a total team effort now defensively to try and be as solid as possible, not give anything silly away.
And Toronto FC get it away. Bendik has to make the save. Julio up against Donnell Henry. Penalty, says referee Baldomero Toledo. And it's Dom Dwyer, who already has one tonight. Dwyer against Bendik, and no mistake from Dom Dwyer, who gives Sporting Kansas City the lead. 4 minutes left to play. Toronto FC have come from behind once tonight. Can they find a way to do it again? Sporting KC just a few minutes away from going joint top of the East, if they can hold on to this lead. Haglund steers it back in, and there's the glancing header. Toronto FC do it again. Bradley Orr with his first goal, and it is 2-2 in stoppage time. A point for Toronto FC in Kansas City under difficult circumstances. Brian Nelson's men fight back twice.
There's a lot of things that I think that brings people together within this club. It's something that I noticed actually when I came last year that Ryan and his coaching staff had already created.
There's been certain trades or things happen where, yeah, we've lost some players that, you know, that we were close, but you know, it's still been the guys that come in, they're going to be the same way, and that's a big testament to Nelly, though. He's done an absolutely fantastic job.
I think this one really came out for me is the heart and determination, being down to 10 men, that they just could have folded up shop, and they never did that.